may be wondering what a man like me is doing in a place like this, in Sheet Harbour, Nova Scotia. It's a long way from my native England. But let me tell you, my family has been coming to this part of the world for centuries. And it is a great pleasure for me to be back in the colonies. And, so that'll get a big boost. Colonies. Back in the colonies.
Nice visiting dissonance and religious
We're expecting a couple hundred. Knock on wood. Let's start putting the plywood on this side. Grab this one first. Go way down to the corner. Okay, now it's got to go over. Up. In the groove. Down. Is it in there?
Yeah, it's right here.
Fuck. My earliest recollections of becoming involved or interested in wrestling was when I was 7 years old. I tried to emulate everybody that was in it, and everybody from the announcers to the wrestlers to everything. Just did a lot of stuff that most fans did, I guess, and most kids would do at that age, and never ever grew out of it.
It's a hurricane. Oh my God.
What?
Nothing.
Take it easy now, take it easy. I keep sliding. I am the owner, / promoter, / booker of mainstream wrestling. I began starting out with the name mainstream wrestling. That's something that actually a friend of mine came up with that, and I remember we were sitting in class one day, and I'm like, if I ever start my promotion, what could I call it? Like, this has been used. That sounds too corny. That's too cliche. What could we come up with? And he says, mainstream wrestling, and it just stuck after that. Fuck.
Easy. That's what could have caused it.
Well, yeah. Someone would have said something.
Hold on. Put the hammer on here. Just wait.
Jesus, wedged right in. Good. I do everything from advertising to booking the talent to pumping out the merchandise. Every responsibility is basically in my hands, and with patience and persistence, I've brought together this wonderful, creative, unique package, and it's called mainstream wrestling. We put a layer of underlay, and then carpet. It's not the greatest stuff for padding, but until we get the actual true foam padding, the real star foam padding, like these for high school wrestling mats, freestyle mats. But that's what we use for now. Sometimes it bunches up a little bit under the canvas, but for the most part, if you take the sections and put them strategically, place them in the right place, then it's not too bad. All part of paying your dues, I guess. Getting bumped in a hard ring.
How is it?
Good. Good. The regulation height. The regulation height, I checked it out. They are regulation height. Quinton and Dave, Quinton and Martin.
What regulation? What, the pro wrestling rule book?
No, they're regulation. The Devon Chittick's regulation.
Fun.
It's lots of fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while since I got some sleep. Never got laid, never got nothing to eat. Do-do-do-do-do. All right, Piggy, let's go.
Of all the promoters that I've ever worked with, Devin is the guy who I trust the most. There's a lot of backstabbing, there's a lot of really slimy people in this business. I'm just gonna be straight with you. And Devin, God love him, he doesn't have a whole lot to work with, but the guy busts his butt to make this work, and God love him for it.
You're coming out the main doors, right?
Yeah,
Shaggy's coming down the ramp.
Yeah, Charlie's coming down the ramp. My stuff's already down there. It's ready.
It's ready to go.
Grab. Yeah, all I gotta do is grab it and run.
No, it's not all spots. It's mostly a brawl.
Yeah.
Get your high spots in. Make him look like he is. You know, he's got a little bit of wrestling knowledge, and basically go for the hardcore.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do.
Any big high spot, like I said, if there's a big high spot, get out, work the crowd a little bit, give him a chance to get a breather. Okay.
I'll look after him. I shall look after my friend.
I guess everyone in the town knows who Devin is, and they all know about mainstream, and they like to come out. Sheet Harbor's not a big town, so if you pull 100 or 110 people, that could be 10 or 15% of the town that's here. And when you think of it that way, well, that's quite a good. In small towns, everyone talks.
Let me introduce to you the newest tag team in mainstream wrestling, Colonel Cypress, Jeremiah Delinquent, the American Icons.
And we're beating the crap out of Twister.
Yeah, we're beating the crap out of
Did
Twister.
she know to say this?
I'll go find
Cameo.
Word for word, what did he say?
Ladies and gentlemen, introduce
The newest tag team in mainstream wrestling, Colonel Cypress, Jeremiah Delinquent, the American Icons.
As far as the storyline and angles go, most of it is Devin. Devin will run it by us, and then we'll give our input, and maybe we'll tweak a few things or tighten a few screws here and there. But for the main part, the storylines are Devin's ideas. But whatever actually happens in the ring, how we do the match, and our interpretation of the storyline too. Exactly, if he wants something done that way, the way we actually physically perform it in the ring is our input too.
I'll be like punches, chops, big and just kind of stand down there. And I'll get all into the ropes and all. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, just start beating and just go back in the ropes. Yeah, I'm playing these ropes. And then right into it. Oh, yeah.
I don't use the term scripted, but as far as, it's apparent that it's a show, but it's a great show. It's a spectacle. The whole package is it's, in my opinion, and it's the best entertainment there is.
Then what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna bump down, right? I'll be like this. Now he's gonna do a spot where he's gonna do a splash onto me through a table, right? So I'm on my back. I'm like, oh.
I don't know if that table's gonna hold you, man.
No, hear me out. I'm on my back on the ring.
On the mat.
Right? Table's right here.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh god.
It's gonna
very gently get on the table.
It's gonna bust. Won't hold you.
You don't think?
Nope. Try it. If it breaks, stay there. Let him hit it.
Oh yeah.
And they'll forget all about it breaking.
Go ahead. All together. Oh! Sell a hand. Everybody's got to sell a hand. I'll be like. And as soon as he goes down, it breaks. It breaks all the shit.
And then me and Flex, you and whoever, me
Yeah,
and
just pair up and we go nuts.
2 on the inside, 2 on the outside, 2 setting up the next spot. Keep your eyes open and listen to what's going on.
That's right. Because if you're not watching what's going on around you, someone's going to land on you, a ladder's going to land on you, and someone's going to get hurt.
The girls are going to be on the outside spotting. In other words, they're going to be asking a couple things. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Get your fucking ass up and get back in the ring because it's empty.
Not just about putting on a good show. It's about, yeah, it is, but it's the whole package. Like it's playing with the emotions of the fans, making the people in that audience believe, for 2.5 to 3 hours that what we're doing, might not be the most legitimate contest in the world, but it's a real art form. And regardless of what anybody says, professional wrestling is an art form. As the ladder tips, he's going over, I'm taking the rope.
Yeah. Right.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, gotcha.
Ref. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 10 count. 8. X-ray. 1 rope. 9. Pull yourself up. 10. You're up.
Gotcha. We've been accused of being untrained wrestlers, not real professional wrestlers. This is people made accusations toward us that why would you go pay your $10 to sit and watch a bunch of 130 pounds 130-pound wrestlers go out there and jump and flip and stomp around the ring, and when you can see the same thing for free in a schoolyard, which is, if there's kids in the schoolyard who can do what I do and make it look like I can, then they should be should be doing this too.
The only way that someone is going to really get hurt in this match is if people aren't paying attention and watching what's going on around them. For instance, Dave comes off the top rope, Devin's not looking, smash, Dave lands on Devin.
That's why Bill just said 2 guys in the ring, 2 on the outside fighting.
But when are the rest of the guys supposed to know when to get out of the ring? If I'm in the ring with Flex, all of a sudden here comes Dave throwing a table in. Here comes Dredd in behind him.
No, like, I mean, it'll be obvious when your spot's done. I mean, it's a spot fest, right? So as soon as your spot's done, roll and get out of the ring. Like, do your best to powder out of the ring.
As opposed to what people really think about wrestling, you know, they say it's all fake, it's all choreographed. It's a lot more real than they like to believe. Because, you know, night in and night out, there's at least one guy on our roster that gets injured. You know, whether it be just, you know, a badly bruised set of ribs or, you know, black eye, stitches, concussion. There's always somebody getting hurt.
I can remember one time I got hit by Lincoln Steen with a chair, and then after the match, we were talking. He said, "Well, how was the chair shot?" I said, "I don't remember it."
I never even thought about chairs.
The chairs are fillers for the outside, right?
And the chairs are stiff, okay? So if you want to take a headshot, one hand, okay? Don't be a fucking hero here, one hand, okay? As it's coming in, pop.
I always go like this.
Yeah.
Whatever you gotta do, don't take a clean shot with those chairs. They're too fucking stiff, all right?
There.
The very first thing I ever remember watching on a television screen was Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling. I remember guys like Stephen Pettipaw and Leo Burke, and the whole concept of wrestling fascinated me from day one. As I grew older, I started to think, well, maybe this is a little juvenile, maybe I shouldn't be watching this, but it never ever got away from me. It was in my blood, and I just loved it. Get this fucking done, come on. No pain, boys, no pain. Go all the way through this, no pain.
Work the crowd, work the crowd.
You see, she's not the star of the Jerry Springer show like each and every one of you. And you know why? Because she's not from this hellhole we call Nova Scotia. The hell are you looking at, one?
What's sports entertainment? We're putting on a show. We're stuntmen, but we take the shots. We take the shots, we give the shots, we make contact. We're not 6 inches away, we're not 3 inches away. We're doing this. We're athletes first. Maybe a little bit of acting on the side. If you, Mr. Director, get in the ring with me and we go through a professional wrestling match, you'll have thought we were in a fight. I expect my opponent to hit me. I'm going to hit my opponent. I'll let him know about it, but I'm going to hit him. In this day and age, the cameras are right on you. They're in your face. You have no choice.
Well, the exact reason why I have this character that I have, he's an aggressive, loud, you know, like you see me out there, it's impact. And that's what the crowd wants to see. They want to see people getting hit with chairs. They want to see people taking 8, 9 foot drops through tables. They want to, you know, see ladders getting flung. They want to see people bleed. Like you see the look you see in my eyes now. You know, I look like a normal guy. But when I get out there, I'm a different person. Like, I turn it on, and I'm a whole nother animal while I'm out there. Sometimes I scare the guys I'm even in there with. And they look in my eyes and they say, holy crap, what's this guy doing? What's he thinking? And half the time they don't know what's going on in my head. What I do to get into character, like my Damien Dredd character, really isn't too far off from who I really am. But I mean, I couldn't run around every day in everyday life acting the way Damien Dredd does. So basically, who Damien Dredd is a psyched up Steve LaRock.
Right here! Chop him!
You know, I don't get paid much, but the reward, it's huge. Because I mean, I've all my life, this is what I wanted. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna follow through with it for the rest of my life, but right now, I'm living in the now, and this is what I'm doing now. I'm an entertainer, I'm an athlete, and I'm gonna put on a show, and I'm gonna put on a hell of a show. Nobody's gonna go home cheated when I'm out there.
I've wanted to be a professional wrestler my entire life, just about. Now, ever since I seen my first live WWE event with my uncle and my father, and so I watched it on Saturday morning TVs when they used to have a little Hulk Hogan rock and roll wrestling. Like, you know, that kind of stuff that just drew me to it. And I just haven't been able to let go. You get over here and the kids, like, I wouldn't say idolize you, but, like, you know, they want your autograph, and they want to see you hit somebody, and they want to see you win. And, you know, that feeling inside, there's nothing better. Nothing. It's just incredible. You want that new crowd, you want that new guy to know, you know, I want to see Lincoln Steen again. You know, this kid's never seen Lincoln Steen before. I want him to, like, stay there and say, Lincoln Steen's coming to this town again. I want to go see him. You know, I just want to be out there. I want my name heard. I just want to get established.
I'm not trying to go out and, you know, wrestle for the WWF. You know, I don't really want that. I just like doing local stuff, and I enjoy, you know, people around here and stuff. And I'm not out like there's other guys here that I wrestle with, my colleagues, that they want to go big time, right? Myself, I just enjoy just being around home and wrestling and, you know, doing the stuff in the Maritimes, right? I used to pick blueberries to have enough money to go to see wrestling, and back then it was only like $1.50 to go to Halifax Forum and see international wrestling, you know. I really enjoyed that, you know, the way those wrestlers played the crowd. You know, they made it look unbelievable, you know. I've always loved wrestling, you know. If you're a good guy, you have everybody behind you. You know what I mean? You can feel that. I mean, that energy, that, you know, that's amazing. That's an amazing adrenaline rush.
You lose.
You know, even the bad guys, like, you know, if you're doing, say I'm a bad guy, I would know that I was a really good bad guy, you know, from the fans, the response of the fans. You know, if they're booing you and trying to throw things at you, then you know you're doing a great job, right?
Used to be when I came out, it was a lot more me, Scott Ingram, than Jeremiah, and he used to get cheered a lot more, and it was kind of like, well, I'm not getting the response I want. So I kind of, you know, I started working the crowd, yelling at the crowd more, working the crowd, looking for that response where I had to make them hate me because, in general, they kind of liked me, and I mean, that's great and all, but that wasn't the response I was looking for, so I had to kind of turn it up and get the people, get on them, start doing more things that would be considered breaking the rules when the ref wasn't looking and stuff, to try to get those people to hate me, because at first they weren't really hating me, but now they're starting to, I come out here and I hate it, but they start chanting chicken. It's not really the response I wanted, but at least they're starting to hate me now instead of starting to cheer for me. Someday, hopefully, someone will say, I can't believe I get to wrestle in the Lions Center where guys like Jeremiah Delinquent, Lincoln Steen, X-Ray Car Cruz, Damien Dredd all made this building famous. Someday I hope that I could say the same way I looked at the Armory and I looked at Berwick and I looked at the Halifax Forum the same way. Hopefully someday, in 20 years, someone will look back at this building and say, hey, you know, there's a lot of history here.
You know, tonight if I win or lose, it's not really if you win or lose, it's how you know, how you play, you know, how you wrestle. And you can tell only because of the fans. You can tell the response. You know, if you're doing a really good job, you know, they're going to clap, right? You know, and they're, you know, they're not going to say, you suck. You know, they're going to... So you can see, just like being a DJ, if you don't have a packed dance floor in front of you, if nobody's dancing, then you're not doing a good job, are you?
Some people are going to like it and some people aren't going to like it. But the main thing is we're enjoying what we do. We know in our hearts that we are talented and that we are putting on the best product possible. And what goes on in and outside, what goes on in and around the ring certainly speaks for itself.
Take that back to the studio.
All right, I'm kind of confused. I don't know whether to be happy or sad that I look this bad on international television. It's true. It's true. And you must remember one thing. It wasn't the better man who won the match. It was the better team.
Someday people will be watching us on television and saying, you know, that's the guy who was mainstream wrestling, or look, that's that MSW that's been going on for a couple of years now, and you know, they said they were going to be the future of maritime wrestling, and I'd have to believe it.